Good morning, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, and it's Sunday, December 2nd. And, as a commemorative offering from the skies, we have snow on December 1st. It's just wonderful. And the chickens, they don't even want to come out of the coop. Like the roosters have been hanging out there. Look at them. Look at the way they're walking. It's so funny. they're like walking around the coop. They don't want to walk on the snow. What's going on, guys? What is this stuff? These four birds, this is their first like snow. So look at him. He's slipping and sliding all over the place. What's going on? Oh, I see what's wrong. I see your pole fell down here. Leave that girl alone. Leave the girl alone. Leave the girl alone. Leave the girl alone, guys. Leave her alone. So, yeah, this is what roosters do, but this is what it looks like today. Grouchy birds. The grouchy birds. But thank you all for joining in the chat last night. It was interesting. It lasted for 2 hours. And we had a lot of people in the chat. I think we had like 30 people at one point. And we talked about everything, bumps, bruises, burns on the body. And we discussed the local sheriff here in Jackson County. And I read out loud a letter that was sent to the sheriff on behalf of what's been happening to me here and the perpetrators who stuck the dead animal in my mailbox and driveway, and how we want to know what the sheriff is going to do about it. Like, has he performed an investigation to who's done the atrocity and continues to do the atrocities against me here? So yeah, so I read that letter out loud. Anybody who wants me to read it again, I'll probably read it again on just a regular video, so somebody doesn't have to scroll through 2 hours. We also spoke about some technology. I read an article about harassment and the different forms of harassment, the 7 forms of harassment, one of which included real estate mobbing. That's Screech. You can always tell his crow from all the others because it's so high pitched. He's like the soprano rooster of the group here. Yep. And I realized yesterday, like now that the temperatures dropped, I'm going to have to put some oil or protectant on their combs because roosters will get frostbite on their red combs. And sometimes it gets so bad that the tips will turn black and the tips will fall off. I didn't know this about roosters. Some of their combs, they're not close to the body anymore, so they're not staying warm. And they get frostbite. Just the way you and I would get frostbite for having our hands and body exposed during this weather. But I can see, like, there are still roosters in this coop here. They don't want to come out. But when it snows like this, it makes things more difficult for me. And it means that I have to go around to all these buildings and wipe the landings clear so that it doesn't, freeze overnight. I've got to scrape off the metal roofs, scrape off the solar panels so that they continue to generate some electricity. Some of the solar panels are not affected because they're under like an awning like this one and that one. But many of them are just tilted and exposed upwards, so I'm going to have to scrape them off. And yeah, so only a couple of birds have come out of the coop here. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like. I don't know how much longer it's going to snow. It said that it was going to start snowing around 8 a.m. this morning, which it did do. So it's closer to like, 20 minutes to 9 now. And the snowflakes are getting bigger, which means that it will accumulate a little bit more. But I'm going to sign off now, clear off some more areas here before the snow accumulates where it becomes a problem. Have my first cup of coffee, and thank you again all for joining in the chat, and thank you so much for writing that letter to Sheriff Daniel Hayes here in Jackson County, Kentucky. It was quite a nice letter. So I guarantee he won't respond. I believe it was sent via email. I think that's the third individual that may have written an email to him. He has not responded to my FOIA request via email. Follow up as to whether he received all of my evidence that they requested of me. When I had them here, I guess it was like October 1st or whatever, after the Scarlett and her husband dropped poopy toilet paper on my driveway at 12:03 a.m. And I had 2 deputies here, but the deputies that were here did not take notes. They did not have a pad. They did not provide me an incident number. I did have to call for an incident number. The deputy that was here after the dead animals were left in the mailbox, he did take notes. He did remove the dead animals, and I have to call to get the incident number. I have not done that yet. So that was Officer, or I should say Deputy Collins. He was here, and he removed the dead stuff. I don't know what he did with it. I have a feeling he stuck it in his car, because I thought maybe he'd put it on the side of the road to be picked up or whatever, but I think he took it with him. Maybe he took it with him as evidence to show the sheriff. It's very possible that the sheriff doesn't know everything that these criminals do. I mean, he knows that they're doing stuff, but, for plausible deniability, he might not know everything that they're doing. So anyway, just to, you never know. So just to give him a heads up that that's what has been happening here, so that he cannot deny it. But anyway, I'm getting a little cold here. I've got one hand that is gloved and one that is not. And I don't want to go into this chicken coop. I need to feed them. But the birds don't want to come out, and some of them are in the roof and the eaves there. There are some, I can't call them shelves. They're like, what are they called? The eaves of a building, like the supports and stuff. And I've got birds up there, and if I walk in and they just decide they're going to do a poop, it'll be on my head. So I'm waiting for them to come out from there so that I could feed them. I know. I'm pissed off, too, about the snow. There's nothing I could do about it. I don't like it either. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope everybody is doing well on this Sunday. Leave a comment down below what the weather is like by you, if you have this stuff falling down from the sky. Oh, and also, after the live last night, I posted 2 videos. They're short. I think they're 8 minutes and under, maybe 6 minutes. And they're from a woman named Bobby, Bobbi, in Canada. I've known her for like years. And she's had several channels. Some of them have been taken down. So please share those videos. You're welcome to share them. She gives you permission to share them, copy them to your channel. They are of the directed energy thingies. One targeted person. I never even thought to do this. She was so smart. She has 4 cameras from her house pointing towards the sky. And she's caught these lines pointed towards her house, like literally at night, directing towards her house. Very smart idea. I never thought to do that. But when I lived in New Jersey and had a hardwire system, I did see things in front of the camera sometimes. Not what this woman has captured, which is amazing. And likely because it depends on how dark the skies are. The skies are not completely dark in New Jersey because we had street lights on all the corners. And people left lights on in their houses, on the outside of their houses. That's not the case here. We don't have street lights. So it's literally, you cannot see in front of you here. So I think that's a wonderful idea. I have to figure out how I can get a camera, maybe from one of those windows, to point outward in the sky and see what's happening here. I think it would be a great idea. Leave a comment down below if you've ever done that, if you've pointed your cameras up to the sky to see what's hitting your residence. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, have my first cup of coffee. Evidently, these birds, they're not coming out. So I can't go in there to clean yet or feed them. So I'm just going to have some coffee. I'm going to sign off for now.